So, I'm in isolation at this absolutely wild house that a fellowship gave my mom for the year, and I'm looking out over the city of LA, thinking about what it might be like to be a bird, flying, looking at the buildings. Then I come back to myself and think to myself what it might be like to be a monkey, climbing. Then I'm back in my body again.
Hi, how are you?
Every time I'm on FaceTime, I think about those movies or shows where two people are talking virtually but sharing the same space in their minds. In this case, we would be lying on Ellie's bed and she would say,
We have to invent the future.
and I would say something about how lucky I felt to be inventing the future with her. But really, I'm still on FaceTime. And I hear my friend say,
We have to invent the future.
a Mark Fisher quote from her book, of course. Often, I find myself spiraling, thinking about what makes life worth living. And then I think to myself,
There's people that are dying.
so I'm in isolation at this absolutely wild house. Then I started hearing other stories besides my own. Stories from family, friends, about what it's like living during a pandemic. These are some of those stories.
I went to pick up my mom from her apartment in New York City to bring her home to my house in Philadelphia. She lives alone, and I wanted to have her with us for company, and just in case she gets sick. We were driving away from the city in my minivan when I got a call from my son, who was at school but was also planning to meet us at home. We were chatting, and then he started coughing and said he had been getting chills. I told him that he couldn't come home. Mom is too high risk. And then I remembered that I left my laptop in her apartment in New York. As we turned around, Mom said she would rather just be dropped off. So I picked up my laptop and left, and Mom is there, alone in her apartment, waiting out the pandemic. For a while, she would take hour-long walks with her friends every day just to get out. Now, she doesn't leave the house. But we do the crossword together over Zoom every Monday.
Jenny decided to isolate herself at her girlfriend's apartment in Brooklyn. Her girlfriend works at a big law firm. Jenny is a writer. A couple days in, they got in a fight. Her girlfriend kicked her out. Jenny biked the 8 miles back to her Washington Heights apartment. As she was biking, she thought she could tell a different story about herself. Then she realized there were eggs in the real world, too.
My boyfriend Zach got the virus unexpectedly one day. He was sick for a couple of weeks, really sick. We didn't know what would happen. Every day of him being sick and us being away from each other just sucked. It was really scary. I was really upset. Then he suddenly got better. He was able to do his normal activities. Doctors said he was better. I was so excited to see him. But we really don't know enough about the virus. The doctors couldn't say if he was healed forever or if it would suddenly come back. They couldn't tell him if he was now immune or even if he was still contagious. They don't know if you can transmit it through sex. I still wanted to see him, so I did. We spent an amazing few days together.